record. All right, kicking off our October new coach webinar. I feel like helping new coaches getting started right is one of the most important things that we could do as a team. And it's my job as a leader to make sure that you guys also feel confident in helping your new coaches get started. So not only is it good for a new coach to know how this all works and what to focus on and what to expect, but it's also good for you and your business because it will help you build your confidence as you're bringing new coaches onto your team. So I do have to leave in 50 minutes, so we're going to crank this out in 50 minutes. And if you guys do have questions for me, whether it's helping your newbies or whether it is anything in particular to what I'm talking about, go ahead and drop it in the chat box and I will peek at it. And that way I can go along with the slides and kind of get this started. So I remember when I first started, oh, where'd my presentation go? There we go. I didn't have a webinar like this. I basically hopped on a call with my coach and she told me that I needed to hit Success Club and hit Emerald and just help people start their journey. And I often think back to maybe I should just keep it simple like that for people. But then I know that there's also people like me who want more information. Like, okay, they're like, I know I have to hit Success Club. I know I need to hit Emerald, but what are the things I need to do to get there? So I actually recreated this presentation from some of the top coaches in our network. So all I did was take their information and make it my own. And so this has a proven track record for helping new coaches. And so I always start by just telling a little piece of my story because oftentimes people will look at, the leaders or the top coaches or whatever accolades and titles that you aspire to be. And they often forget that we all started at zero. We all started posting things that were silly and that we didn't even know how to talk about. We were word vomiting Beachbody. We didn't know what we were doing in the beginning. And I just take it way back to the day that I decided to become a really good student and never forget where I was going. And so everyone's journey is different. My journey was fast and hard and dedicated. And I literally, I'm being honest, gave up 2 years of my life to grow this business. Was it worth it? 100%. But I know not everyone can do that, nor does everyone want to do that. So my goal isn't to help you achieve necessarily what I've done, unless that's what you want to do. It's more so for me to help you understand that we all start at zero, and it's up to you to claim the goals that you want. It's up to you to take the action that you want. And if your goal is $50 a week, girl, freaking go after it, But the story starts with me being super unhealthy, unhappy, broke, like the whole sad story where I just didn't have direction. And the reason I joined Beachbody was because I saw someone else showing up on social media and she just had that glow. And so this is actually kind of an older picture now. It's from last summer. I should probably update it. But that was like the moment at a music festival that I decided I needed to make changes. And then fast forward to, I've been a coach for 7 years. My 7-year anniversary was in July. And I just kept thinking of all the people that I wanted to help start their journey. So if you ever get overwhelmed as you're starting your journey, like how am I going to sign people up and who's going to join me? It does not happen overnight. And it's very rare when people hit all their goals and achieve all the things in the first few years. Really understand that this business is piece by piece, day by day, having that long-term vision, which the reason I have the second photo here is because I knew I wanted people who were like me, who had the same values, the same goals, the same ambition as me. Those are the people that I wanted to work with, but these babes didn't come into my life for years. And so it started with me just, hitting Success Club and adding some coaches to my team. But I was like, if I can just do X, Y, Z, whatever my goals were in the first 2 years, if I can achieve certain things in these first 2 years, I'd be so happy. So don't get so lost on your journey, worrying about how you're going to get there. This is why we have new coaches reap the compound effect, because it's little actions over time, consistently, never losing sight of where you're going. And it's not going to happen in 6 months, most likely. Maybe it will if you have, some smaller goals that you want to check off. But generally speaking, if you're here, you have a big vision. You have the rest of your life to go after your big vision, so don't cut yourself short. I forgot my water. Sorry, guys. 1 second. I will die without my water. So I remember getting on my first coach call with my coach. Her name is Liz. And she said, what would your daydream life look like? And I had just moved to Lake Tahoe a couple years prior. And I actually had lost my corporate job and I refused to go back. And I was in this really weird place in my life where I knew I had potential. I had confidence in myself. I knew that I wasn't living up to what I was capable of. And that really bothered me. I'm not someone who can just sit around and think about all the things I want to do. And so I said, to be honest, I'd love to have the freedom to adventure because where I live in Tahoe is so beautiful. And I said, I'd love to be able to adventure on my own time, not have to ask my boss for time off for work. I want to get super fit. I want to feel vibrant. Like I just started piecing together what my daydream life would look like. And it was one of those things that was so far off. It was something that I never could have imagined that would actually happen. But just her asking me that question, if you could live out your daydream life, what would that look like? Just her asking that question started to prompt me, well, if I can start to piece together and claim what I want and even find some clarity on what I want, then I get to use this business as the stepping stones to go after that. And that's, I think what I love so much about Beachbody is this isn't just necessarily like a health and fitness thing. I feel like no matter what your goals are, 10, 15, 20, 30 plus years, at the end of the day, we need to be healthy and strong and have good wellness routines, surround ourselves with good people. Like no matter what you do, to me, those values are still important. I bleed blue. I have for 7 years, love Beachbody. But of course, Beachbody isn't going to be the only thing I do for the rest of my life. There's even bigger visions beyond Beachbody. So Beachbody was the stepping stone for me to master myself. And then I quickly started to realize that the income opportunity was way bigger than I could have imagined. And to me, money is an opportunity for me to give more, to be able to provide more. It's, you know, I'm not going to talk about money right now. I'll talk about money in a little bit, but part of what's my daydream life look like, I didn't want limitations just because I needed to make a paycheck. Okay. So if I could wave a magic wand over you, what would you want to change? What would you want to happen? You need to know this. Otherwise, you're not going to show up. For some people, they want to fit in a certain pair of pants and they want to feel good. That doesn't necessarily relate to coaching. That's more so your challenger fitness journey for yourself. So you really have to ask yourself, what do you want to change in your life, in your vision, in your income, in your impact, those kinds of things. And if someone in Beachbody is living just even a part of your dream life right now, then you just have to know it's totally possible. It's been done. I have friends in this network that are the tippity top coaches, the highest earning coaches. They're achieving things and doing things and giving back and creating nonprofits and just doing all these wildly impactful things. So it's all been done. And you just have to make the decision if you're going to be brave enough, bold enough, courageous enough to become your best self, to go after your goals. So ask yourself, where do you want to be in 6 months? I think it's a really good place to start. Even 7+ years in, right now, I don't actually know where I want to be in 5 years. But when I first started, I had a big 5-year vision and a big goal. So right now, I'm focused on 6-month increments. And if that works for you too, cool. But if you know that in the next 2 years or in the next 5 years, there's something you want to check off your list, get clear on that. And then the last big question is, are you willing to immerse yourself? Show up on the team calls. Do the virtual super weekends, because super weekends probably aren't going to be in person for a little bit. Are you going to get on the business trainings that we have, like this one? Are you guys going to show up in your challenge groups? Are you going to show up for yourself? Immersing yourself is one of the best ways to stay dedicated and to stay committed, because it's super easy to be an island and to assume that it's better to be on the island. And we all know what happens when we're on the island. We start to slowly lose sight of that human connection and this amazing positive community. I've been there. There's been seasons in my life where it felt like the island was better, and then I realized at the end of the day that it's not. So sacrifice a little time now and commit to being a new coach. So first things first, the most important to do is working on you. Oh, let me open up the chat box just in case you guys have questions too. Chelsea says she's queen of the island and it's sucking. And I think it's an honest conversation, right? Like, There's moments where being alone is important and necessary. And I feel like this perfect slide, the most important to do is working on you. So experience those products and programs and get results for you. Fall in love with Beachbody, the team and the products. For me, whenever people ask me what's the most important thing to you, it's human connection for me. It is so important for me to know that I'm not just existing in my world, because I've gone to work and done the daily check-in at work and came home and collected my paycheck. But I felt like all I did was identify with my job at work in the corporate world. And then when I came home, I was like, who am I? And this journey, working on myself, being a part of the team, other people showed me what's possible. If I didn't start to make friends with people who are a couple steps ahead of me in Beachbody, my tunnel vision would have been so small, I wouldn't have even known where I was going. Because when someone does something inspirational that you aspire to do, you start to realize oh, dang, I've been playing small. So falling in love with Beachbody is part of it. Guys, if you ever want a team, if you ever want to have an awesome challenge group with killer people showing up, matching your energy, you really have to learn how to fall in love with Beachbody. Right now, I'm so in love with the fact, and I'm so proud of this company, that we added meditations and we're so focused on nutrition. Like when I joined Beachbody 7 years ago, it was hardcore, P90X, all those things, insanity, which high intensity actually is my jam. But when I got injured and I'm going through a post-concussion recovery right now, I can't push myself and be hardcore. So does that mean I can't be a coach? Heck no. I'm falling in love with Beachbody in a different way. Still doing my workouts, I have to modify them, but I love that we're just wellness focused, mindset. It's just, there's so many amazing things that you can learn along the way. So find how you're going to take care of yourself through Beachbody. Then you need to share those products and you need to share those programs. I think I don't remember where it is in this presentation, but at some point I remind you to not word vomit Beachbody all over the place. New coaches do this a lot. Shakeology, Beachbody, Morning Meltdown 100. Use buzzwords and keywords like my wellness shake, or my chocolate superfood shake, or my at-home workout, or my workout program. The idea is for you to be posting for people to become curious so that you then have a conversation because they have a question to ask you about what you're sharing. Hey, what's that program you're following? What's that app you're doing meditations on, right? Share the products and programs, but leave the names out and get creative. The idea is to create relationships and conversations. So number 4, the other part in terms of the most important to do is to then help other people change their life with these products. So I have 2 jobs every day. I show up, I take care of myself, and then I immediately flip the switch when I'm done doing that, and I say, who else can I help feel as awesome as I do today? That's a necessity if you want to be successful in this business. There's some coaches who get stuck in me mode. I'm working out. I'm drinking my shake. I've lost 20 pounds. Don't forget that the mission and the role is to help other people change their life too. And then the last thing that sometimes this also gets lost in translation is don't forget to tell people that they too can be coaches, that they can help other people change their life. So in the beginning, it's about mastering yourself. Then you pay it forward to other people, teach them how to start. And then that third stage of really starting to see your coach business grow is when you create a team of coaches who are doing what you're doing. So let's be resourceful and plug in. Some new updates to this. Obviously, we have a coach online office with Beachbody. There's lots of information in there. Get in the habit of going to the FAQs in the support page and just spending just a couple minutes every now and then poking your head into the coach online office to learn a little bit about programs, what's happening, what's changing. I used to be known as like the Beachbody encyclopedia because as a new coach, I was a sponge. I wanted to know all the things, and they just helped me feel more confident about relaying information to people. And I couldn't just call my coach and message my coach whenever I wanted. And she did that intentionally because it challenged me to become a very independent coach. And here we are. I feel like I know how to do all the things and teach all the things and help people get results because I had to learn it first for myself. So Dream Corp is my team page. It's our team page. You should be adding all your coaches in there because that's where a lot of the business advice that I'm posting and all the business trainings are being posted. We have a brand new coach training that is pinned to the announcements in Dream Corp. So all you do is go to the Dream Corp Facebook page, hit announcements, and there's a couple posts that are pinned there, but you will see the new coach training pinned there. So it's really cool. It just came out October 1st. Candace and I, we made 12 or 13 videos, and they're about 5 minutes each. So guys, the reason I have that little electrical plug image on this slide is because this business is plug and play. You have started, you're learning. Now your goal is to help someone start and plug them into the resources. You can, become their friend and mentor them, have fun, get results together, hold each other accountable, but don't feel like you have to get on these calls and do what I'm doing because I'm doing that part for you. A couple other resources is coachfaq.com. I personally just use the Coach Online Office. YouTube and Google are great too. Just be mindful of YouTube videos because, a video from 2014 teaching you what to post on social media is not going to work for 2020. And so be very mindful of the date of the YouTube video. And then the last part is the Beachbody Champions Facebook group. Go on Facebook and search and request to be added to that page because weekly Beachbody posts top coaches in there and they do quick little 15-minute trainings on how they do their power hours and how they do their business. And there's no right or wrong way to do this business. The key is to figure out and show up and never give up. Figure out what works for you. Every Monday, Beachbody does a national wake-up call. We post about it in our team page as well as you should be getting an email from Beachbody. It's at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. These are great because they take brand new coaches, experienced coaches, they tell their story, and they share their tips. So every Monday, we call it the wake-up call. And then Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 Eastern, is when I host our team coffee chat. So that's where you get a little bit more intimate with our team. So that's just kind of like the housekeeping stuff. So I already kind of went over this, but I also just wanted to add in today, I didn't talk about this the last couple months. I'm 7 years in, guys, and I still feel like I always want to be changing the way I train people, and I really feel good about what we have going on right now. So Beachbody does have a couple getting started training videos that are very important for you to do as a new coach, as well as if you sign up a new coach to have them do. I talk about it in the new coach training, but this is just basic videos like set up your website, set up your direct deposit, and it just teaches you the super basics of getting started. Then we have our own team training, and I also have a handbook pinned to the announcement post at the top of Dream Corp. And last year, that's how I was training my new coaches, and I feel like everyone's learning style is different. So I kept the handbook up in addition to the new coach training, because in that handbook, I literally said, how did I grow a 6-figure business? How have I been successful? And I threw it into a handbook. Because sometimes the new coach training, they're 5-minute videos, it doesn't answer all the nooks and cranny questions that people have. And so I have examples of how to invite, what to say, how to hit emerald. Like if you're looking for more training and more resources, the handbook is there for you, also in the announcements, not only for you, but for your coaches. Plug and play. So as far as training goes, we tell you guys I'm going to start calling it a launch post. I used to call it like a coming out post. I guess I didn't update this. Create your launch post. So this is like, hey, I decided to become a coach. Here's why. Here's what I'm doing. And you tell a little bit about how excited you are and what you're focusing on. But more importantly, why did you sign up? Like, to get a new coach to claim and own and talk about why they signed up, I can tell the difference of when a new coach is going to slay their first month versus those that are more timid. If you know where you're going and why, people are going to follow you because it's a very exciting journey. And so if you haven't made your coming out post and you haven't cleaned up your social media, I personally take my social media storefront very serious. You know, if you had a brick and mortar store and someone walked in and it was a mess and you had nothing in the window and there was just random stuff, like you're supposed to be a health and fitness store and an inspiring store or whatever you're claiming to be online, right? But they come in and there's like random things in there. They're going to be like, I'm out of here. And so if you have like random shares on your social media that don't really align with your brand, just clean it up and get focused on launching your business. And then you're going to make your list of people and start inviting. Okay. So I'm not going to spend too much time on those. And I'm also not going to spend a ton of time right here because in our new coach training, we have this covered. But if you're ever sitting there being like, I don't know what to focus on today, this is our key points in Beachbody. We call them the vital behaviors. Number one, you always have to be proof the products work. Drink your shake, do your workout, follow your food plan. If you're not getting results, you're not going to be able to inspire people and you don't have any credibility, right? Number two, share your journey on social media. Start conversations by connecting with people who are viewing your stories, who are liking your posts, and then inviting people to join you. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on inviting, but I don't want you to be too scared about it. This is what I talk about in the new coach training. I really just want you to focus on connecting with people and being passionate and excited about your journey. And if you're doing a really good job of sharing that on social media, the invite kind of naturally happens because people are supporting you, they're loving you, they're congratulating you, they're asking questions, and it kind of opens the door for you to naturally invite. But part of our vital behavior is to invite people into the environment that you're in, into the challenge group you're in, into the team that you're in. Invite them to join you. Part of the process. Number three is personal development. We can't do anything. I think that personal development should be first. Spend at least 10 minutes a day getting your headspace right. If you have any emotional blocks, if you have confidence blocks, if you have time management blocks, if you have a block about inviting people, it's up to you. It's your responsibility to work on sharpening those skills and creating new perspectives. This is part of being an entrepreneur. My entire first 2 years, probably even 3 years of being a new coach was personal development obsessed. Why? Because I was so busy and dedicated to creating a whole new me. I knew I needed an overhaul. I knew I needed to change my habits. And so when I looked at my successful coach, I'm like, what did she do? She adopted success habits and she learned from people who wrote, did podcasts. And guys, 7 years ago, like podcasts weren't even really a thing. Like there was just so much free inspirational content available to us. It's just crazy. So the last part, we added this in. We used to have 3 vital behaviors a couple years ago. We added number 4 in because people were just focused on themselves. Be proof the products work, share, connect, invite, personal development. That's a lot about you, right? So vital behavior number 4 is get people results. So I'm at the stage in my business now where 1, 2, and 3 are second nature. Piece of cake for me. I don't have to even think about it because I work really hard to master those skills. So now number 4 is basically my main vital behavior because my goal is to help people, grow my business, pay it forward, rinse and repeat. So part of your job is to get people results. Contribute to your challenge group, check in with your clients, recognize a coach on our team that has a killer transformation, recognize a challenger who showed up 4 days this week, get in the habit of creating that team culture and that really, I'm like blanking on the word I want to say, the community. I know it's a really easy word. It's all about building up that community. So, water break. Your first goal as a new coach is to get on the board. And whenever you hear that term, get on the board, what are you talking about? It's the Success Club board. Another little success tip I'll give you guys is every Thursday, sometimes Friday, sometimes I'm late posting it, I will post our team leaderboard. For November, we're going to have a nice shiny new design. I'm so excited to share it. But anytime that you see people up there on the board with points, that means they're helping people. You should be following those people. You should be, what are they posting about? What are they talking about? How are they doing business? You'll hear in this business, some people say, don't follow other coaches. You'll also hear people say, put your blinders on. I think it's equally as important to be able to have the skill of putting your blinders on to focus on your own journey so you don't compare yourself to other people. But I also find it as equally inspiring and exciting and smart to follow people who are getting results to see what they're doing. I grew up as a gymnast. If I didn't see my coach physically do the move, I feel like if she was just to explain it to me, or for me to try to guess how to do a cartwheel or a backflip, like, it's just kind of silly to me, right? Success leaves clues. So follow those people on the Success Club board. How do you hit Success Club? Earlier when I talked about the resources, there's a unit section of our team page. I was gonna do a screen share and go into the team page and show it to you guys, but I'm limited on time. So if you go into the unit section of our team page, there is like a little new coach area for resources. I mean, I suggest just going through some of them anyway, but it's an actual PDF of how to hit Success Club, but it's really easy. You help 3 people get started with the same thing that you did, a challenge pack. If you didn't get started with a challenge pack, then I'll remove that phrase, the same thing you did. You're helping 3 people every month start their journey with our total solution, okay? A challenge pack is workouts and a supplement. Sometimes it's a nutrition program and a supplement. And so start with your friends and family while you build your market and get on the board, okay? Don't overcomplicate it. What did your coach say to you to get you excited to buy in and believe in the total solution? Just go revisit the conversation, right? You probably saw her sharing a bunch of stuff that got you excited to learn more about what she was doing. So this is new for the last year or so, the Success Starters program. So the Success Starter program is a recognition program for new coaches who earn Success Club 5 or 10. And by the way, the difference, sorry, let me move this. The difference of 5 or 10 is just that you're helping more people if you hit Success Club 10. Every challenge pack is worth 2 points. So if I help 5 people, 5 times 2, 10, right? Typically you'll hit Success Club 6, not 5, because if you help 3 people, that's 3 times 2 is 6. But if you earn Success Club 5 or 10 in any 3 months within your first 6 months as a coach, you will be a success starter. And the reward of that is you get a free ticket to attend our annual event. It's in St. Louis next year. Cross your fingers, things are normal. To attend a Team Beachbody Coach Summit event. Plus, this is like, I'm so jealous. There's a bug on my ceiling. Plus, they will get to participate in an exclusive pilot test group for an upcoming fitness program before it launches. So the month a coach enrolls can be considered their first month. So if you signed up October 1st can be your first month, or it can, you also have the following 5 months to qualify for Success Club 3 times. You just have to hit Success Club 3 times in your first 6 months. Totally doable. If you set the goal to do it every month and have that necessity to go after it, you'll do it. So committing to a challenge group and a start date is important. So for me, I do a virtual wellness studio, so it's ongoing. You might be within Candace's team, they have the virtual health club. So it's an ongoing group, so we don't have like a start date every single month. And so I think it's good for a new coach to piggyback off that group. I don't necessarily think that you have to go and create your own community. If you have kids, if you work full time and you don't have all the time in the world, use the community that's already created, that's flowing and going, rather than you create your own. But there's a huge but. I meant to delete this and go to this slide, so I'll just carry on here. You do, starting October 1st, this is new, need to start your own bod group in your first month as a coach, and Beachbody will send you 3 extra promo codes. So when you sign up as a new coach starting October 1st, Beachbody in your first welcome email sends you 1 promo code for $10 off a challenge pack to hand out to someone that's going to sign up. If you start your own beach bod group in your first month, they're going to send you 3 extra promo codes. And so this is a great incentive for a new coach to feel a little bit more confident, to help their people save. And so the challenge pack just has to be $140 or higher, and they can use that $10 off code. So what I was saying about the challenge group is just start inviting people. If you go into our new coach resource unit in Dreamcorp, there is a video from our top coach, Ashley Molstad, talking about your first couple invites. And she explains inviting in such a cool, fun way. She loves Taylor Swift, and she's like, guys, Taylor Swift is coming to town. I'm going to call 10 of my girls, and I'm so excited to go to this concert. I'm going to ask them if they want to buy the ticket, come with me. We're going to talk about what we're going to do. We're going to go to dinner, and we're going to have a sleepover. We're going to sing. We're going to have the best time. And so she's like, you're inviting people to basically go to a concert with you, or, you know, an event, something that you are typically excited about that you wouldn't think twice about inviting your friends to, right? So just start inviting people, and you can go watch that video if you want to see a little bit more about how she explains inviting. But I suggest making a list of 25 people that maybe are comfortable invites for you. Warm market, friends, coworkers, and just start asking. Examples of invites you can find in that handbook I was telling you guys about. And then you can add your challengers to my/your coaches group so you can learn how it works and just focus on helping people get results, which is vital behavior number 4. I was just reading the comments. So, this is what I was talking about Ashley's video. So just focus on becoming a conversation master. If you focus too much on worrying about inviting people and about being icky, you're going to miss the opportunity to be a real human being and just have good conversations. Your goal is to just talk to some people every single day. I mean, some people feel like they need a number to shoot for. Just talk to 3 people a day or 20 people a week. You're starting conversations to open the door. Don't worry about closing the deal right now. You will invite people and get no's every single day. Expect that to be normal because it is. The goal as our job is to offer the opportunity, okay? So make your conversation or your invite short, passionate, exciting, and use an open-ended question or call to action. If someone likes I just did a transformation post this past week. And a lot of people are people like you that are already on my team, like my clients that are liking my posts. But there's some people on here that I don't know, and there's some people that I haven't connected with for a while. So I will send them a message thanking them for their support on my post, and I will ask them, how are you doing? This year has been crazy. Has anything special been happening in your life? Or are you on a wellness journey too? You know, it just opens the door to start having conversations. Another thing to start thinking about as far as inviting and posting on social media is, what are your pain points and how is Beachbody helping you? Are you a college student who's super busy, but you're still finding the time to meal plan, meal prep, work out, get results? Guys, that is like the golden ticket. If you are getting results in your life and you're overcoming challenges and you're feeling better, you win. How can you share that story to inspire other people? Also, don't be afraid of the cost. I find whenever I help new coaches with their conversations, I'll look at their conversations and I see them avoiding talking about a challenge pack because of the cost and the cost of the package. Starting in July, when Muscle Burns Fat came out, we updated our challenge packs. They now include access to both of our nutrition programs. Those are worth $120 each. So someone is getting a year of Beachbody on demand. They're getting a supplement of their choice. They're probably getting access to Muscle Burns Fat if they're buying this month because it's still on promotion. They also get access to 2 full-blown nutrition courses and meal plans and food lists that are made by a registered dietitian and a professional nutritionist. Okay, they are made by the pros for $160. Do you guys see the difference of how I just explained that versus you get a year of Beachbody on demand and Shakeology, $160, right? The value, what solution, and it's gonna sound different. For my postpartum moms, they're really not focused on Muscle Burns Fat right now. They're focused on eating. And I love, if you guys aren't moms yet, but you talk to moms, please understand how important it is to explain how much the nutrition programs and the pre and postnatal workouts are a huge deal because they're safe for breastfeeding and postpartum and prenatal. I don't think I know of any other meal plan out there that is safe for breastfeeding and prenatal and postnatal. That's a huge deal. Side note. Okay, so skip the word vomit and listen to them. Ask them questions about their goals. If you guys want to see the questions that I ask in the goals, you can also find that in the handbook. That's why I put it in there. It's the extra bonus info for you. And just get really good at remember how I said I wear two hats? I focus on crushing my own goals, and then I put my second hat on, and then I go help people get results. Don't focus on being so interesting. Focus on being interested in people. So when you ask them questions about themselves, you'll get a really good idea of where they're at, and then you can plug in a solution for them. 9 times out of 10, it's most likely going to be the same thing that you got started with, so don't overthink it. It's the only thing you know in your first couple months as a coach, right? Is the package and the program that you got. And then if you talk to people, this is one a lot of people skip. If you talk to people and they didn't purchase, or they're still waiting to get paid, or they're going to think about it, or they say no, unless they're like, I hate you, go away, block me, delete me, which that's never happened to me in 7 years, write their name down on a list somewhere, get a planner, be a CEO, and start following up with people that you haven't talked to for a couple weeks, you haven't talked to since September, and track those people that are interested. The fortune is in the follow-up, I promise you. How often do I follow up? Great question. It depends where the conversation goes. So someone sent me a message this week saying, hey, I want information on 1 year of Beachbody on Demand. I spoke to her about the value, the difference of paying $99. Here, let me stop sharing for a second. I explained the difference of paying $99 for a year of Beachbody on Demand, or for $160, she can get the nutrition programs, like the whole thing, the whole spiel I just did, right? And she said, okay, great, let me think about it. I was in Whole Foods sending her voice messages when she sent me that message. So the next day I was like, hey, sorry if I was a little bit rushed. I just wanted to kind of check back in. I know you're still thinking. I just wanted to pop in and see if you had any other questions for me. And so we were able to kind of dive in a little bit further. And then she's like, hey, I'll let you know. So now it's October 28th. I will probably follow up with her the second week of November if she doesn't end up purchasing this month, because I'm starting in my virtual wellness studio. We have a theme every month. And so that's the thing. You're following up because you always have something new happening in your group. You're always offering something new every month, some type of focus, some type of freebie. That's why I give you guys the ebooks to hand out, which are also in the unit section. So every month is a new chance to refresh your journey. What are you doing new this month? You know what I mean? It kind of goes along with personal development for sure, but what are you offering? Like if you're in the virtual health club, Candace and Callie are doing that Sun Worshippers mentorship. That's a huge incentive for you guys to offer. Everyone should be offering that. I wish I had it in my group, but we're doing something different. So I will follow up with her the following month. And so if we're in conversation and I haven't heard back, sometimes I'll wait 48 hours, check back in. If still nothing happens, sometimes I'll try before the month ends, but where it's October 28th, I've just talked to her. If I don't hear back from her, I might wait for 2 weeks until November. Great question. Okay, so your second goal as a new coach after hitting Success Club is hitting the rank of Emerald. And I actually every month also do a Rise to Emerald workshop. Oh, sorry, I didn't share my screen. I also do a Rise to Emerald workshop, and the recordings are available in the team page. And this is teaching you about why Emerald. Today, I'm just going to talk about your second goal, meaning hit the rank of Emerald. If you're interested in learning what the benefits are, how it affects your income, how you can earn more money, and how all that works, I suggest getting on the next Rise to Emerald workshop or watch the past recording. But your goal, super simple. Sign up 2 coaches, one on your left leg, one on your right leg. The way that I hit Emerald was I signed up my spouse because he wanted Shakeology. I got him the discount. And then because I was doing such a good job of sharing my journey on social media, I had another friend who was really interested. She loved Shakeology so much, and she became a coach for the discount. That was it. I hit it in like my first week or 2. You can probably do it in 24 hours. You can probably do it faster than me. So let's talk about sharing on social media. If you are not sharing on social media, your business doors are closed. And so my recommendation for best practices is to study successful coaches. Other coaches will tell you to not follow other people and to create your own voice, which I think is so important. But I do, again, believe that you need something to model after. Okay? Make sure that you're sharing your face, your actions, your lifestyle, your results, and your thoughts. That means if I go to your stories, are you talking on your stories? Every single coach that isn't hitting Success Club on our team, it's the number one thing. They're not talking on their stories. So don't sell Beachbody. You're really selling why someone should sign up with you. What makes you unique? Everyone, this is why we do personal development, because you might go, well, there's nothing unique about me. There's nothing special about me. It's an immediate light bulb and a white flag that we've got to work on, PD. The more you start to feel amazing, the more you're going to want to give that away to people. And the more that you start to feel amazing and share that journey, people want a piece of that happy pie, especially right now. People need this, literally. I've always said people need this for 7 years, but this has been my saving grace for a long time, but specifically this year. Share your journey and inspire others. Your personal development will show through like crazy on your social media. So I personally post 1 time a day on my social media, and I use Instagram stories the rest. I feel like my post on my feed is a chance for me to tell a piece of my story, to inspire them. But then the Instagram stories is how they build trust and credibility with me. I gotta reopen the chat box here. Yeah, go ahead, Cassie. You can unmute yourself.
So thank you for quieting down, birdies. So for me personally, so I'm just coming out of like a depressive wave that I just got through, and I'm through some personal development that I've been doing this week, I've discovered that I don't really know myself anymore, because I've always worn the title of, well, I'm Paul Valorant's daughter, I'm Adam Lowell's wife, I'm this, that, the other thing, and I don't really know who myself is anymore. So how would, like, because you're saying sell yourself, so I don't know if, are you trying to, I don't know if what I'm saying is
I
making
get what
sense.
you're saying. I got it. So what I want to see from you is the process of you discovering yourself. I need to see what you're doing every single day. So it's kind of, so when I started, I don't know why, I had this obsession with wanting ColleenEddy.com. That was my maiden name. ColleenEddy.com would make me feel like I made it. And I didn't know how to make a website. I didn't have the money to do that, nor did I have the time, because focusing on Success Club was my priority. So I used my social media as a blog entry every single day. Stories wasn't a thing. All I had was posting. There was no live. There was no nothing. And so think of making your entire social media like a little sneak peek behind the scenes. When I say reality show, I don't mean drama, but like reality show of what it is you're doing to become your best self. And the more that you start to dig in and share and show up and show your daily habits, your daily disciplines, what are you doing that's bold and courageous? Talk about it. What are you doing that's making you so uncomfortable? You know, I too have had outside of COVID, I've had one of the most difficult years in my life. So this is a great question. And how was I supposed to show up? Like, I achieved all these things. I had all the success, mastered my mindset. And then life, just like the craziest thing happened. And I just felt like I didn't even know what to do. So what I tried to do was show up and share what I was doing, even though don't get on there and be like, oh, life is good, I'm awesome. You know what I mean? Be like, I'm kind of struggling, but this is what I'm doing. So it's all about sharing solutions with people, because I promise, and you know, and I know that you're not alone on that journey. And so people don't know where to start. So you can be a source of inspiration. So what you're selling there is you making changes, you putting in the work to become your best self. That's how you can build the credibility with people. Like, to be honest, when I see a coach get online and make it look easy and perfect and fun and too positive, it's not real to me. I don't relate to that. You know what I mean? If it looks too easy and too fun and too pretty and too perfect, I don't want to follow them. But when someone gets on and they share their real day, where their shit hits the fan, like, here's my solution. Here's how I overcame it. I don't know if that helps, but you want to sell the idea that you are spending time and energy, a lot of time and energy, creating the best you possible. And you're going to discover yourself along the way. Share the struggle and what you're doing about it. Exactly. Oh my God, I have passion sweats right now. Whew, hot. So mimic other coaches, don't copy them. And it's all about patience and consistency. So if people online see you doing this, I'm on social media, I'm off social media. I'm on social media, I'm off social media. They're not going to really want to follow that, right? They want to see someone who's showing up through the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. So start now. This is also a learned skill, and stay coachable. If you guys aren't following anyone who shares that they're also going through something, it's a good idea to start following people who do inspire you, who don't have it all together, that don't make it pretty and perfect on Instagram or social media, and see how they're sharing their story, you know? That's why sharing morning routines. That's why sharing personal development in podcasts. That's why sharing team calls and doing your workout, even when you don't feel like it. That's what you're selling is, hey, this is what I'm doing because I don't want to stay over here in my depressed state. I don't want to stay stuck over here. So you're sharing with them what you're doing. And stay coachable. Failing is part of the process. Get super uncomfortable. And we get paid to be professional storytellers. This is just a snapshot of a couple coaches that share really great content, right? They're bright photos. It shows that they're confident with themselves. It shows they're having fun. It shows that they're getting results. It shares that they're eating healthy. It shares that they're getting out of their comfort zone. Megan had shared community on the picture on the left. She was at a Super Saturday there. So give people a sneak peek into what your lifestyle currently is. And guys, if you're staying home all day, every day, get out of the house. You might not be able to go and do the normal things, but it is the biggest thing I'm seeing with coaches right now is they're living in their little hole. And like, I've been there. There's been moments I want to live in my hole, and I realize that I'm just digging myself deeper into my hole. And so you got to get out of the house, go be with nature. It's about to be cold. Soak it up while you can. That's what my mentor told me recently. So I'm not going to go over this part here, but I do want you guys to know that if you go to the training library and with Beachbody in your Coach Online office, there is a compensation training in there. So if you're like, how do I make money? Might be a good idea to go watch those videos, right? So how am I going to achieve my goals? In our new coach training, we talk about this on day 4 or 5, I forget which one. This is your daily business activity tracker. These are the things that you should be focusing on, and this is also where you can track people when you talk to them, when you connect with them, and things like that. So you're going to notice that it's laid out for you what you need to be doing. There's no guessing, there's no wondering, and a lot of times I find that coaches try to do the extra stuff like, ooh, maybe I should make a website. You don't need to be making any websites right now. You're brand new. You're focusing on growing your business. You're focusing on helping other coaches get started. Master this first. And you should print this out and use it. And it should really help you in a big way. So what to expect for your first month? And you can also, if you're bringing new coaches onto your team, you can help them understand this, right? Just like a new job. You go into a new job, you're not going to know it all, right? So your work gives you some basic setup and training, and then you start showing up and you learn along the way. You sweat a little bit your first week, and then week 2, you start to feel more comfortable. Same thing with coaching. Get your personal development books, podcasts, and audio ready. Get serious and committed to your journey, mind, body, and soul. Like Cassie was just talking about, she's on the journey to figure out who she is. Right? She's learning how to claim who she is and own what she wants. So that's why I think that question is powerful. I think that you'll get your answer if you spend some time asking yourself, who do I want to become? Not who am I? Who do you want to become? What kind of values and characteristics? The person that I picture myself being one day, what does that person do every day? And spend some time writing that down. Also, very important, it's important for you to plug into your challenge group. Because if you're my coach and I don't see you showing up in the virtual wellness studio, I have no idea what you're doing. Is this person even working out? I might see you on your stories, but remember, when you start signing clients up, you're going to add them to the challenge group. And if you're not showing up in there, they're not going to either. Be sure to share your journey, post daily as if it's your job, because it is, and prove to them that this works. That's the thing, guys. It's like you have to prove to them that the programs work and the products work and tell them how and why it works for you. But not only like the workouts, but prove to people that being on this team actually means something. prove to people that this is actually enhancing your life, you know? Like show people behind the scenes what this is really doing for your life. I'm an open book. So if anyone ever came to my house and hung out with me, like this is the same calling that they would get. This is what I would say to them. This is what it would be like. Like there's no smoke and mirrors. And that's why I love sharing the coaching lifestyle, because this is what it's about. And don't choose overwhelm. Choose to share this beautiful opportunity. Keep it simple for yourself and make sure all your time and effort is spent on the business activity tracker, doing those vital behaviors. Stay connected and don't expect to do this alone. So, I already answered your question. I thought you typed again that you had another question. Actually, do you guys have any other questions? I have to go in a minute, but I figured if we had one more. No? Okay, cool. So if you guys have any new coaches, or you end up signing up any new coaches, this recording will go up in the units and the resources in the team page. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you guys later. Have a good day.